it's one thing to not be aware of certain things like the underrepresentation of minorities, I hate that word, within media like TV, movies, magazines, and within video games. I can almost forgive being somewhat ignorant of that stuff because this type of situation's been normalized for so long. It's something that some people just don't think to question out of subscribing to some intellectually lazy perspective like colorblindness, or thinking that we live in such a post-racial society. It's totally another thing to be ignorant about issues with diversity in media and to be willfully arrogant about it. Which brings me to this. Sexism made a video a while ago about Thunderfoot and DarkMatter2525 worshipping at the altar of Christopher Hitchens. And Sequester quoted this post from DarkMatter regarding the issue of lack of diversity within video games. Quote, "If this isn't the most colorblind, ivory tower, privileged bullshit I've ever read." Don't get me wrong, y'all. This kind of response from a white dude isn't surprising. It's just annoying as fuck to constantly be reminded that people still hold this type of perspective. So when I replied about DarkMatter's comment in the comment section for the video that Sequester Zone made, DarkMatter replied to me with this. When I reminded DarkMatter that acknowledging that mainstream media caters to straight white dudes doesn't make me racist or sexist, he replied with this. Number one, you never had to say that, oh, I didn't ask for them to cater to me, because it's not something that you as a white guy would ever have to ask for. So thanks for missing the point on that. Number two, I didn't blame you for mainstream media or video game developers catering more to you as a target market, so why are you acting as if I did? And yes, while acknowledging that, that you didn't ask for all that for these companies to cater to you, while saying that isn't racist technically, it is pretty fucking ignorant, and it further illuminates your lack of knowledge on this issue of racial, ethnic diversity in video games. You've never had to worry about being represented in video games because your demographic is the standard representation, and it's also the standard target market for media, no matter what the genre of video game is, or movie, or TV series, etc., etc. But peoples of color have had to fight to be seen in these spaces. Not only to be seen, but to get into those spaces and to be more than just stereotypical caricatures, which they did not invent and, for people to use against them, by the way. And wanting to be seen and wanting to be represented is not racist, nor is it sexist that women are demanding more representation and to be more than just, background fodder. Same thing goes for other other oppressed or minority groups, you know, like LGBT folk, you know, especially LGBT folk of color. The numbers, this is the thing, man, that kills me the most. Like, this information is out there. The numbers are out there for anyone to look up, like fucking anyone. So for you, Dark Matter, for you to say that I have to show you evidence with this reply, again, it's just proof of just how blind and immersed you are in your own white privilege in regards to representation within the media, and chalking up the lack of diversity in entertainment and media such as video games and movies just because Black people are 12% of the population. That's a cop out, and it's intellectually lazy. It's a pretty lazy justification for mainstream's lack of inclusion of non-white people in the industry. Now, I'm not going to say that things aren't changing in that regard, because they are, and we're starting to see that more often, but much more work needs to be done. And I think I'm going to end this here for now. Over the weekend, Dark Matter has said some more problematic things that I will address in a second part to this video. Most likely, I'm going to try and have it up by Wednesday or Thursday. Links down below to articles that get into the issue of racial and ethnic diversity in games. And since entertainment was, you know, was brought up in the exchange that Dark Matter and I had, there's a link to a PF from the Brunch Center of UCLA. The name is called 2014 Hollywood Diversity Report, Making Sense of the Disconnect. So, Dark Matter, feel free to look at those links. Feel free to look through that PDF. You know, read, look it over, mull it over, learn something, hopefully.